Hello there, it's Wednesday the 12th of December 2012. A warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. And while you're watching this, actually, I will look, because I record this, of course, on this one on, the day, I think, before the Wednesday. I do record it before the Wednesday. I've actually recorded this one on Tuesday. And while you're watching this, I will already have been for a bit of a blood test this morning, boys and girls. Oh, yes, at 7, I had to be there at 7:30 a.m. for a blood test. 7:30 a.m. for a blood test on, apparently my adrenal gland may not be working properly. Now, I'm not quite sure what this means, but it's chucking something out too much of what it normally chucks out. That's all I know. Now, I'm not one of these people. I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people who usually go searching around on the internet to see what is wrong with oneself. But this was picked up on a routine little visit that I go for now and again. So, so I would have had to leave my house to go for this blood test at a hospital in London at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would have had to leave this morning. Yes, dear. 6 o'clock for a blood test at 7:30. Apparently you have to go in early for this because once they've taken the blood, the test has to be done quickly because whatever it is they're looking for goes. Do you know what I mean? I suppose it like goes out of date within a few hours. Mind you, I think I've been out of date for a while now, haven't I? Don't agree with me. Don't agree with me. I have been out of date for a while now, boys and girls. So I'm probably, while you're watching this, I would have been up since 6. Well, to leave the house at 6, I would have had to get up at about 5:15. You know, because I've got to have I can't move without. Are you the same? I can't move without a cup of tea first thing in the morning. No, thank you very much. So here I am. I am wearing, those of you that are not watching the show, I have to say, as we're coming towards Christmas, those of you that do watch will have noticed a little Christmas logo at the beginning. There's a few of those that I had prepared specially months and months ago, dear. Months and months ago. We do this show. We prepare for this show constantly. Hours and hours of work go into this. So today, as we're now coming toward, I'm going to ease you gently into Christmas. We're not going to go the full on. You know, when you walk into the department store in September and there's an entire Christmas decorations up. We're not doing that. We're easing you slowly. We got the logos today and the red top. I'm wearing a red, very Christmassy Lonsdale top. It's even got a hood. Just like Father Christmas. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. No, I'm not as old as Father Christmas. How rude are you? So I am easing you gently into Christmas with my red top and my Christmas logos, those of you that are watching the show. All right? To be honest, a little bit late with the decorations. I had hoped to have moved into the living room and done the show from there. But what's happened is that I'm still waiting for my repair of my little collar, what do you call it now? My little lapel microphone that sticks on the middle here. I still don't have that back yet from the repair. I've just rung them, actually. And apparently they sent an invoice, which I haven't replied to. And that's why they haven't sent it yet. So I've told them to send the invoice again. And hopefully that will arrive soon. But I haven't got my decorations up yet. I don't have many, to be honest, just a couple of trees, but I will be going down in the living room and doing the show from there with my trees and other bits and pieces. Ronnie says he wants to help me with my decoration. My best friend wants to help me with making the show look nice and sparkly for your sad, lonely, pathetic lives. Do you like the sound of that? Here I am, bringing sparkle into people's lives. That's what I try and do. I do try and do a little bit of sparkle for you, boys and girls. So that's happening, hopefully, by the next show. Fingers crossed on that one. Because he's out today, so we can't do it today. Very, very cold here in the UK at the moment. Oh, my God. It's -3 when I got in last night. -3. Those of you that watch the show in Australia, and I know there's a few of you, yes, you don't get minus, do you, there at all? It gets down, in Australia, right, it gets down to like 20 centigrade, like 70 Fahrenheit, and they're cold. Yeah, honest, that's their idea of a cold day in Australia when it gets down to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I love the country, but although no visit for me for Australia this year, I'm afraid British Airways did not have their sale that they usually have in September, and I ain't paying £4,000 to get on a plane. I'm sorry, you're taking the mick. You're taking the mick, you really are. A great karaoke night on Monday, I have to say to you. 3 people who I haven't seen for ages and ages. One lad who's been passing me an awful lot of mobile DJ work on Saturdays. I'm taking his overflow at the moment. And he's kind of kept me busy certainly the last few months on Saturdays. He came down to the karaoke night, as well as 2 other people that used to come down to Blueshies when we did it in another part of London. We're not there anymore. Paul and Alan. So it was I had a really fantastic Monday night, not just with those 3, but of course the rest of the crew there as well. We have a guy called Chai, who comes and sings every week. Who else? There's Chai. There was John True. There was... Oh, I'm just trying to think now. There was Dave Petch. There was Stephen. Hello, Stephen. All right. Stephen, who is a regular watcher of the show, but I don't think he never writes an email, but he watches regularly. Let me see. There was Egler. Oh, I'll be killed if I leave anyone out, won't I? No, I will be. No, I've got everyone. That's everyone. I can see it. Oh, there was King, a guy called King. And actually, as a little special thing, boys and girls, I'm going to play you one of the videos. I'm going to play you, because often I set up my little iPhone 5 and I video people singing at my karaoke do's, and I put them on my Facebook. If you ever want to have a look at all of them, join my Facebook. I'm facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, and I do put little videos of people singing up there. But as a special treat today, I'm going to show you a little video of one of our singers from Monday night, the great Chai. Now, Chai is from Malaysia. In fact, I'm going to play it now for you. Okay, I'm going to play you this little video, and then we're going to go into some emails, because a lot of emails coming in at the moment, and thank you very much for those. I really appreciate when you send in emails. It's great to hear how other people are doing in their lives and what they're up to and that. So keep them coming in. Email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I can't remember what Chai is singing in this, actually. What is he going to sing? Can't remember, but so here we are. We'll find out after I've played it, okay? Here's Chai singing for you at Belushi's, where we were on Monday night. Belushi's Borough High Street in London, 10 till 2 every Monday and Wednesday night. All the way from Malaysia, here is Chai singing for you.
There's a calm surrender to the wrath of day, when the heat of the roaring wind can be turned away, and a chant of movement, and it sees me through. Is enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. It can't be the love tonight. It is where we are. Is enough for this wide-eyed wonderland. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rain. Is enough to make kings and vagabonds believe that we know. For everyone, if they are young, there's the twisting kaleidoscope both us all get tired. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild dawn. When the hearts of the star-crossed voyager visit time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rain. Is it love? But it's why I wonder. And as we got this far.
There we are, the wonderful Chai from Malaysia there, singing Can You Feel the Love Tonight from that wonderful film, The Lion King. Do you remember when the lion was standing on top of the mountain and it got killed? It was so sad. So terribly, terribly sad. All right, hope you enjoyed that little video. Perhaps you'd like to see some of my other singers, would you? I could do little recordings each week and show you one here and there. Maybe not every show, but that was a little special treat, which I enjoyed. I'm very much looking forward to doing a gig this Saturday, actually. I'm doing a Christmas party for a company in very posh there, Canary Wharf in London. Yes, Chris Reardon, DJ in Canary Wharf. They must be bloody desperate to ask me to go there. I mean, am I posh? I'm hardly posh. I've got to wear a pair of trousers. A pair of trousers and a shirt. God's sake, no jeans and T-shirt for that one, dear. Pair of trousers. I often wear a shirt, actually, but I'll probably have to put a pair of trousers on as well. So that's one at Canary Wharf. I have to tell you that last Saturday I did was the 70th birthday party, which was good, but they gave me the wrong times, and so they told me it was 7 to 12. Well, I'm in the car travelling to this place 6 o'clock at night. I always get there far too early. I'm generally, if I'm booked to do a wedding or something like that, I'm generally set up 45 minutes before I'm due to start. That's just how I am. Anyway, so I'm in the car, and then suddenly the phone rang around about 6:30. I said, "Oh, hello, Chris, it's Luke. You all right?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's up?" He said, "Oh, they're wondering where you are." I said, "Well, I'm on my way." He said, "Well, they got a surprise party." I said, "Yeah, 8 o'clock." He said, "No, she's getting there at 7:20. I said, "You're joking." He said, "No." I said, "They told me 8 o'clock. He said, "Oh." He said, "I know it's not your fault because obviously, you know, when you get a reputation for being never late, then people know that it's not your fault." And I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Oh, well, I put my foot down." So I put my foot down on the motorway. And of course, then I got to the other end and I hit traffic. Can you believe it? Anyway, so I walked into this place about a minute to 7, quickly carried all my stuff in. I think there was a lad there who helped me in as well. Bought a sock, had it all set up at 19 minutes past 7. I've never set up so quickly in my life. 19 minutes past 7, I flicked the button, said, "Good evening, everyone, welcome along," and I put a bit of music on. On my life, half a minute later, someone come up, "She's here, she's outside." "Oh, okay, right," switch off. Okay, everything quiet. She walks in, "Surprise! Happy birthday to you." It was an unusual name, Bruna. Have you ever heard of that name? Bruna. Bruna. I think there's some Indian somewhere in her family. But nice name, unusual name, you know. So Bruna's birthday. So we sung happy birthday and then carried on. At this point, I became extremely elated, having achieved setting up in less than 20 minutes, switching on and singing the happy birthday and getting the lights on and everything working in the space of 20 minutes. Anyway, so that's it. So we were away and a few people dancing and chatting and what have you. And then we had the buffet. Very nice, dear. Thank you. We do like a buffet. Had some more buffet. And then about 11:15, suddenly the lights came on. And I thought, why have the lights come on? And I looked over at the bar and saw there was no one standing at the bar. I went to one of the girls on the dance floor. I said, it is 12 o'clock tonight. She says, I think so. So I went over to the bar. I said, is it 12 tonight? She said, no, it's 11 o'clock tonight. I said, oh, no one told me. I thought it was 12 o'clock. She said, no, it's 11. I said, well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stop here or what? She's given them another couple of records and do it like that. Because, of course, you've got in your mind planned how the night is going to go. And I was at full speed. I hadn't slowed down. But what can you do? So I played them another couple of records and I tried to take it down and then that's where it stopped. And then end of night, I had an early night. But, gave me the wrong time. I wouldn't have made a mistake. I don't make a mistake like that. I even have, look at this, where is it now? There it is. I even have a paper diary, right? A paper diary. I've heard stories, right, of people who take their bookings and they have electronic diaries like iPads and iPhones, and they only have an electronic diary, and that they've lost bookings. Like months of work have suddenly just disappeared, and I really don't believe in it. So I'm still old-fashioned. I've got the old paper diary, thank you very much, and that does me very well. All right then, emails, boys and girls, emails, because a lot have come in this weekend, and again, thank you very much for those. First of all, from Simone. Now, this is a young lady. It's funny, all these Hammersmith people have suddenly reappeared, which is fantastic. Simone, also known as Odette, used to come to the karaoke nights we did in the west side of London it's going back 2 years now, Odette. Unbelievable, 2 years. Hello, darling, she says. Hope all is well. Have just finished watching your December the 5th show and adored hearing you singing Elvis. And what's it? That's the wonder of you. Obviously not as good as Chai, am I, Simone? I'm definitely not as good as Chai. Would love to hear you more, so hopefully we'll find you singing more of the King on another episode. Oh, I will do that for you. I'll happily do that. We might try, I don't know, Suspicious Minds. I can't have more music, more than 2 songs on one show. I mean, it's overdoing it, Simone. It really is. I was talking about present buying. Do you remember I was talking about that? And I told you, I think, just put some money in an envelope. I really don't believe in gift cards. There was this bloke on the telly the other day on some sort of news. I think it was on News 24, actually. And he was in charge of the Greetings Gift Cards Association or something ridiculous like that. And he was saying, why do people buy cards? You tie them to the shop. Exactly what I was saying. And he was coming up with this old crap. Like, by putting money in an envelope, you're telling the person that you haven't even thought about the present. Oh, for God's sake, do me a favour. When I was a child, I much preferred to have cash in an envelope rather than a book voucher or a record voucher or a Debenhams voucher or a Boots voucher, something like that, much better. Honestly, he was talking out of his arse to save his own job. He absolutely was. I cannot believe that someone could come out with crap like that. If you give someone cash for Christmas, okay, you haven't really thought about it. That's what he said. Go on, get off on one, do one. Anyway, Simone says, regarding the buying of presents, it is utter madness in shops at this time of year. Have personally vowed to stay away from the shops around this time of year unless it's absolutely necessary for me to go in for groceries and such like. But the one thing that confuses me with the way in which people buy presents for each other now, people post wish lists on Amazon and eBay as if it were a wedding gift list. I haven't seen this. Do they really? It's just awful, isn't it? Isn't it awful how Christmas has become taken over by the shop? But you have to bear in mind, you have allowed that to happen. People have allowed the shops and commercialisation to take over Christmas. It wouldn't have happened if people hadn't allowed it to happen. It's all very well the shops shoving it down your throat. You know, it's just awful. Simone says, I do like your idea of simply giving someone cash so they can buy exactly what they want instead of having to endure the long existing threat of receiving a dozen pair of socks, oh God, or scarves for Christmas. I will tell you on this show, I tell you what, Simone, after Christmas, I will name the people on this show who dare to send me socks or handkerchiefs or scarves or cheap aftershave. Oh God, those boxed sets, dear. Boxed sets of toiletries for Christmas. No, thank you. We don't want them. No, I'm not being miserable. I'm not being miserable. It's just cash. Give everyone cash. Sod the shops. Give them cash in an envelope. You haven't got to go shopping, anything like that. You haven't got to worry, oh, I wonder if he'd like it or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you put cash in an envelope, look, all right, listen to this. If I gave you cash in an envelope for Christmas, would you be disappointed? Oh, it depends how much it is. No, forget how much it is, okay? If I put you cash in an envelope for Christmas, would you be disappointed? I bet you wouldn't. There's not a single person listening or watching this show who would be disappointed to receive cash in an envelope, would you? Eh? No. Stay away from those horrible gift cards. They're just awful, tying someone to one shop like that. But I didn't know about this Christmas present wish lists on Amazon and eBay. That's a new thing to me. And I just think it's dreadful. Give someone a surprise. Give them surprises, you know. The surprise would be cash in an envelope. The extra surprise would be if there was a little bit more than they expected. You know, and don't overstretch yourself. Give what you can afford. If you can afford £5, give them £5. If you can afford £500, give them £500. You know, it's what you can afford. And do not borrow money for Christmas. One of the worst things, people borrowing money for Christmas and holidays. And I know some people will say, oh, but that's the only way we can afford it. So you put yourself more in debt. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Do not, if you can't afford to give something for Christmas, then don't give it. You know, it's as simple as that. Invite them round to the house. Hey, I've made you tea and cakes. This is my Christmas present to you. What's the problem with that? There is no problem with that at all. Really isn't. It's the thought. It's the thought that counts, okay? Incidentally, I've got a little Christmas present here for... Oh, I just heard the postman delivering something. How exciting. I wonder what it is. So he hasn't knocked on the door, so I'm not going to leave you for a while. Look, there's a Christmas present here, Christmas card here, addressed to my cat, Katie Reardon. I wonder where she is. Katie! 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 I don't know where she is today. Oh, well, I'll read her the card later. And it's... Look who it is. It's to Katie. There we are, a little picture of a little snowman on the front. And it says, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. And it says, dear Katie, Merry Christmas. Lots of love from Richard. How kind is that? Thank you, Richard. She will be very, very pleased with that card. She will. I shall go out and catch a mouse and give that to her as well. Simone also says, having been a fan of Merlin, the TV show that I absolutely adore. Have you been watching that, everyone? Merlin. It is unbelievable what they've done to that TV series in the last few, because it's the very last lot. I've you know, as you know how old I am. I'm going to be 50 next year, and you know, I've watched a lot of television in my time so far. TV series that have cliffhangers and all this and everything, but I've never known a series over the last few shows to build and build and build, and this really is building to a huge crescendo. The writing is absolutely wonderful. The acting is second to none. It's fantastic, this series. It's the last series, as I say, and it is building. It's so powerful, it's unbelievable. It really is, and I've never known anything like it, and I shall be sad when it finishes. Simone says, have been a big fan of Merlin since the show started as well, although have not been as lucky to watch all the episodes. You know what, Simone? You've got to get them on DVD. Get them from Series 1. It's worth the money, Simone. It really is. Get them from the very... So there's got to be 5 series for you to buy. A lot of money. Perhaps, you might want to... If there's someone said, well, what do you want for Christmas? You could ask them for the Merlin Series 1 or Series 2 or Series 3. Okay, you've got to get them all. She says, so I'm determined to watch every episode in its final season and will hopefully fill in the gaps when they air the show as reruns in the future. Buying the box sets is just too expensive these days. I don't know what the box sets are, to be honest, Simone. Often they've got a special offer on with box sets, sort of 25 quid or something like that. Or sometimes I picked up the first series of Downton Abbey last year on Boxing Day in Asda for £5. So sometimes you can get them quite cheap, darling. Simone says, glad to hear that the karaoke in Camden has been so great. Yeah, we do karaoke at Belushi's in Camden Town every Sunday. That's 8 to 12, okay? Belushi's in Camden Town. Karaoke on Sundays 8 to 12, including over the Christmas period. We'll have to try and get down there myself one day Sunday to join the fun. Sadly, I have not attended a karaoke night since I last saw you at Belushi's in West London. Good grief, how time has flown. That's 2 years, 2 years, Simone. I remember those days. We had some wonderful times there, didn't we? Oh, they were fantastic. Yeah, that Belushi's there. But new manager came and didn't like the karaoke, so there we go. That's the way it goes. And you never feel. You don't let something like that upset you. You just, because it's pointless arguing. When someone says no, I don't want the karaoke anymore. Okay, fine. You accept it and you move on. Completely pointless arguing the point whether you feel you're right or wrong. Completely pointless. You just, okay, thank you very much for the work, and you move on. End of story. And you don't burn bridges either, because you never know, someone might ask you back. Although I couldn't go back there at the moment, because I'm very, very fortunate to be working every night at the moment, doing various different things. Simone says, methinks there will have to be a revival of your little Olivia Newton-John. Oh, do you think so? Which one was that I did? Was it Sandy? No, Hopelessly Devoted to You, wasn't it? I used to do that. You used to do that. And you used to do that as well. No, it was you that did that, wasn't it? But now there's nowhere to hide since she pushed my love aside and I lost my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Oh, we'll have to do it with the music one week, dear. So I don't like a cappella. When people come and sing and oh, actually... People come and told me they wanted to sing Wednesday and disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. Love and kisses, and that's from the lovely Odette. Thank you for that, Odette. Nice to hear from you, my darling. I did say in the last show I was going to show you how to make commemorative plate, didn't I? Won't be time in this show at all. I've had too many emails coming in. I will try and do it on the next show. We're not even going to get all these emails in today, I'm afraid. Marge says... this is the first time I have understand what Advent is. Yes, Advent is the lead up. It's the 4 Sundays. Or is it the 4 or 5 Sundays before Christmas, as known in the Catholic Church? Okay, that's what Advent is. She says, you mentioned heathens. Heathens are some of my good friends. It means people who live on the heath or lowlands. No, that's not what I meant by heathens. Heathens, it's like a word. It can be used in a serious sense, or it can be used in a comedy sense. Of course, if I say it, you know it's been used in a humorous comedy sense, and it means non-believers. They don't know what it is. Advent, don't know what Advent is. Heathens, dear, heathens. It's said in a comedy way. Very, very rarely do I get serious, although I do sometimes, I know that. She says, Yule is on 21st. Yule is on 21st, Christmas on 25th. Yule. What's Yule? Yule. I don't know what Yule is. What is that? No idea. She says Christmas is on the 25th. I do both. What is Yule? I need to know what that is, Marge. Is that something to do with your beliefs, my darling? Do let us know. Okay. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Hello to Mr. Rick Porter, who we haven't heard from a long time, and he sends a picture of where he lives now, which is a big, big city. Lots of lights and buildings there. And Rick says, hello, Chris. Yes, it's been a very long time since I've written to the show. Almost 4 years or so. Rick, is it really 4 years? I can't believe it's 4 years since I held a piece of paper with one of your emails on it. But, of course, this show has been going... Oh, we've done 7 years now. I think this show's been done 7 years now. I can't remember. He says, let me have a look. What date have I got there? I'm just going to check when we start. I can't even remember this now. Hang on. Got it there. Hang on. So, oh, my, there we are. 1 minute. October 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. October 2000. With this show has been going 7 years. 7 years. People get less for murder. Although one could say that I murder your heroes every time I'm here, don't I? I do murder your heroes. I wonder how long it would take if you played all my shows back to back. Now, would that be a nice experience? You know what? I should have bought a boxed set of the shows out for Christmas. I could have made a lot of money out of those, I reckon. Oh, you don't think so, no? I might, because my mate Ron, he don't really give us much encouragement doing this. Honestly, he says it's a waste of time. He does. He says, why do you waste your time doing that? Incidentally, Ron will be recording a Christmas message. Okay? He likes to... We did one last year. He records a Christmas message on his thoughts and things like that. Even though he's not interested in the show. He's always trying to... Why do you do those shows? Why do you do that? He says to me. And so 7 years. And that's what I should do. Make a boxed set. Because I've got all the shows, all the audio here. And the video's only been going 3 years, I think. But the whole show as a whole, audio only, has been going for 7 years. I ought to put them all on CDs and DVDs and give them to him as a Christmas present. A box set of my shows. Rick says, it's almost 4 years since I spoke to you. I have not had an easy time of it between emails. I even stopped listening to the show for a spell. It got to the point where I needed a lifeline. I was not with it mentally. I was virtually broke and almost at the end of my rope. It was a suggestion of a friend that made the ball bounce back in the right direction. Now, I remember this, Rick. I do remember a couple of emails of you, from you coming, a few years ago now, telling me how you are. I don't think I read some of them out because I thought they were quite personal, but I did read some. Made the ball bounce back in the right direction. In less than 3 days, I found new living arrangements, got reconnected to myself and the world. He had depression. Depression is a hard and crippling disease, but you can beat it. I went from almost living on the streets to being married to a wonderful woman, having money in the bank, good health and great friends. Rick in Pittsburgh. And that is like a wonderful Christmas type story, Rick. And I'm so glad that you pulled yourself out of it. I know you weren't doing too well. I know that. And you live in this beautiful city of all lights and things and buildings. And you live, and there's water there as well. I do like water there. I couldn't live in a city anymore. There's too many people and the noise. I do like the peace and quiet of I live in Bracknell, as you well know. It's not country, but to me it is country. I am surrounded by trees and grass, as you well know from the summer videos that we did. Did we do any summer videos this year in the garden? I can't remember now. I don't think we did we? Why didn't we do that? I don't know. Or did we? Oh, anyway. No, because we were off for the summer, weren't we? I had a 6-month break and that. So thanks very much for that, Rick, and it's wonderful to hear from you. Please stay in touch, my friend, okay? Please stay in touch. Hello to Matthew in Canada, who says, hello, Chris. It's been some time since I last wrote to the show and I felt it was overdue. Yes, about 3 months, Matthew. Please stay in touch, my friend. Stay in touch. Oh, excuse me, I've got I've got to blow my nose here. I get an itchy nose again. Marge doesn't like it when I start scratching my nose while I'm doing this show. As always, it's been a pleasure taking in all your shows, and I really loved that you now have a show twice a week. Thank you, Matthew. I wanted to touch base on a few things you've brought up recently. First of all, you were mentioning that the cold weather there may be affecting your water butties due to the cold. And in my experience, I've learnt that there are heating elements specifically designed for containers like that. They can typically be found in shops that sell equipment for farmers or livestock producers, as farmers require these elements to keep their horses, cows' water supply from freezing once they are in outdoor containers. It may be worth a look. That's a good idea. Let me just circle that, and I'll have a look at that on the internet later. Heating things for water butts. The only thing is, water is actually quite cheap here. It's not expensive, but, I decided, well, if I can save money, I will do. So that's why I got the water butts. I'm not quite sure if I was starting to use electricity to keep it heated all the time, I'm not sure I'd save the money on the water that I spend out in electricity. So might be 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there. But thanks for that, Martin. I will have a look. In one of your recent shows, you also mentioned that in the UK, you've noticed people that have been acting more and more like zombies regarding their behaviour in public places and on the streets. And I must admit, I've really seen lots of this as well. And it seems to be more and more lately for some reason, and I do feel that we should indeed be worried about all of this, as it raises lots of questions as to where society as a whole is heading. Oddly, for some reason, I've seen this type of behaviour more in the UK than I have here in Canada, but now fear that this may become a global issue. Oh yes, people are definitely becoming more like zombies. Not only are they walking around, with a mobile phone, they're walking down streets, on pavements, across roads, typing on a mobile phone, completely oblivious to everything that's going on. Well, quite frankly, it's dangerous apart from everything else. Not only that, I've noticed something else. Do you know what a pelican crossing is, Matthew? Okay, it's a crossing across the road where they have traffic lights and you push a button and you wait and a little red man's on and a little green man comes on and you walk across the road, right? What I've noticed recently also is that people walk up to the pelican crossings, that side of the road, and then they just stop and wait. And they don't push the button. They kind of, and I'm like, why is no one pushing a button? And I'll go and push it. I don't know if they've become too lazy to push it. Or, again, they're in some sort of trance-like state and they don't know what to do or what. It's the weirdest thing ever. Have you noticed that? If you're in the UK, have you noticed that? Next time you go to a pedestrian crossing, okay, stand there or stand a little bit back and watch. When people walk up to that pedestrian crossing, do they push the button? Or are they not doing that anymore? But I've noticed they're not doing it. And there can be 4 or 5 people there waiting at the side of the road and no one's pushed the button. How strange is that? It's like they're in another planet, on another world. Weird, Martin, weird. But yes, I really do believe people are becoming like zombies. And you've only got to go into some shops and places like that. And a lot of the staff are just like zombies. They're like reading from, they've learnt these lines in their head. There's no humanity there. You walk in certain supermarkets here in the UK. Sainsbury's is one of them. And they start trying to strike up a conversation. But it feels to me like it's just not coming naturally. They have been told what to say to you. And it sounds like they've been told what to say to you. And what on earth is going on with people? They can't even strike up a conversation because they want to. They're only doing it because they've been told to. You're putting your bags away in Sainsbury's. And how are you today, sir? And I'm thinking, but you didn't mean that. You didn't really want to talk to me. You sound like you've been told to say that. Are you thinking the same as me here? Do you feel that as well? There are occasions that people start to talk to me on the checkout and it just flows. But generally, they are older people on that till. Some almost pensioners. And they just start rabbiting away to you, oh, it's nice, you know. And you just start talking to them as a natural thing. It's not forced. Whereas you go into a shop, staff talk to you, and you're thinking, that doesn't sound very natural to me. Am I just being oversensitive? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, especially if you're in the UK on that one. Do you feel that? You know, when I say, and how are you today, sir? But you didn't mean it. You're just saying that because you were told to say that. And I think that's really strange. And it's like ringing up the call centres. And they don't have a conversation with you, do they? They are reading from a bloody script. Word for word, sentence for sentence. And when you ask something that's the answer's not on the script, they're flummoxed. They don't know what to say. You have to be passed to a supervisor, a real person. Oh, it's all so sad, it really is. Matthew says, on another note, along with the Christmas celebrations being planned this year, I've been hearing more and more about end-of-the-world parties being planned just before Christmas. Oh yes, to go along with the Mayan calendar ending on the 21st of this month. Are there any parties you are hosting or attending for this event? No, but that's given me a really good idea. We're going to do that. Where am I on the 21st of something? Let me have a look. It's a Friday. Okay, so I'll be at West 5 in Ealing, so we must advertise that as the end of the world party. Thanks for that idea, Matthew. Yeah, we'll do that. Finally today, I want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, as I likely will write to you next in January 2013. I wanted to remind all your listeners and viewers that the holiday season can indeed be very sad and lonely for some people, and to encourage everyone to take time this holiday season to make someone feel special, because we are all truly special people in our own way, and we all deserve to feel some happiness during this festive season. As always, Chris, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to read my email and remind you again that you are in my thoughts and prayers each and every day until I take my final breath. Well, I hope that's not too soon, dear. What a way to finish an email. Again, Merry Christmas and God bless, and that's from Matt in Canada. So wonderful to hear from you there, Matt. And I shall place that there because I'm going to look up the heaters for the water butt, and also email my friend, the manager of the place I do on Fridays, West 5 in Ealing, to advise him to advertise the 21st as the end of World Party. Maybe we can have some sort of explosion. Maybe I could just explode on the stage at the end of the night or something like that. What do you reckon, eh? Anyway, that's it from the show today. I've got some emails I'm carrying over for the next show from lovely Stella, and also Charlie and Joe and Millie and James and Robert. So we've got some emails to do on the next show. Oh, just quickly, one more here from Ian Duff. Ian Duff, who was mentioned on the last show, it keeps coming back with playback error. Please check to see if it plays for you. Thanks. Ian, yes, that was working fine for me the last show, and no one else complained, so I assume it may have been something to do with the speed of your connection or something like that. All right. Oh, by the way, last Monday, anyone notice Facebook went down for a while? About an hour or so? I thought the entire world has just exploded. But then I remembered it's not the end of the world yet. 21st of December, be there. Thanks for watching and listening. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk is my email address. See you on the next show. Bye-bye.